4,707 all-purpose yards place him second in school history. As you take a look at that CV, he hit over 1,000 yards rushing and receiving combined twice in his A&M career. Didn't get the chance to face Alabama because, of course, they were in the Big 12 at that time. But he still has some insight into how to beat Bama. He joined Josh earlier this afternoon.
CBS Sports HQ on the road, presented by Verbo, continues here on the shores of scenic Lake Tuscaloosa. A&M in town Saturday night for Alabama. But today, we got Dante Hall in town, my friend. He's wearing the A&M garb. You played in College Station, you played in the league, but right now you're in town and it's beautiful weather. What's the experience been like in Tuscaloosa so far?
So far, so good. You know, it's beautiful here in the state of Alabama. I can't believe I'm saying that, being an Aggie, but I have to give Alabama his props. It's beautiful around here. My first time.
Yeah, a lot of people around the A&M contingent have said that. I mean, you're here every other year, but sometimes guys who have moved on from the school and they've gone into the professional world, or you went into pro football and then the professional world, sometimes it's not so easy to get back and especially see those road games. This has got to be a fun experience.
Yeah, I marked this on the calendar once the spat between Jimbo and Nick Saban started going. I was like, I think this would be the year I finally make a trip to Tuscaloosa to see what the fuss is all about. I go to a lot of games in College Station, but I rarely go to any on the road. So I marked this date as a game that, you know, I would finally come see my Aggies play on the road in Tuscaloosa.
You mentioned that little dust-up a few months ago. And everybody laughs when you mention it. Everybody had their own opinion on it. Everyone had their own take, but not everyone's a former player. You're a former player, so you got a little bit different view and perspective on that. When you first saw that, before you talked to anyone, you just had your initial reaction. As much as you can honestly tell us, what did you think about that?
F yeah. F yeah. Fischer, you tell that Nick Saban. That was my first initial. And then it got to the point where it was like, oh, come on, guys. You know, you got to set an example for the kids that you're coaching. But initially, I was like, yes, you let them have it.
And now we're here, Saturday night. I mean, give me a feel now. Everyone's got a point spread on the game. Everyone's got their prediction. How do you feel about this game?
It depends on if Bryce plays or not. I think that's a big key. The backup redshirt freshman for Alabama, I think he won't be ready. And if he has to start, then I like the Aggies in a close game. If Bryce plays, then that's going to change everything. And I think it's going to be tough for us to put as many points on the board as the Alabama offense. So,
what's your feel been in general on the A&M program? There's been insane recruiting. There's been some down. There have been some losses this year. But in general, how do you view the program from 50,000 feet?
I think right now we're behind as far as, you know, the top teams in the SEC, the Georgias and the Alabamas. Obviously, we keep getting these great recruiting classes, but you don't win the SEC in the offseason. You got to actually go out on the gridiron and put that work in. So right now, I think we are way, way behind of what the top-tier teams are doing.
I know a lot of times former players, and we're talking to Dante Hall, former standout for the Aggies, a lot of times former players, you got those group texts, you get together yourselves, and you want to assess the program because you've got the best view of the program. You've been on the inside, and now you're on the outside. When you've got a head coach and when you've got a program that's built on such a solid foundation and the investment is huge and there are the high expectations, how much patience do you have?
It's funny you asked that, and I like how you said that. Investment is huge. As players, especially in the league, we always had this thing where we would say, you don't count another person's bag, right? You don't count their money. But when you making $100 million as the head coach, your bag is going to be counted because with that comes great expectations. And he is not only not living up to expectations, he's failing superbly. So, I mean, it goes with it. You get $100 million, we expect to win. Now, we may grant you one loss a year, but you can't be losing to Arkansas and, you know, Mississippi State, App State, and teams like that. So that's kind of what the players and we discuss.
All right, so let me shift it just a little bit. You play at A&M, you went on to the league, returned a touchdown every other Sunday, it felt like. Once you got out of pro ball, where has life taken you since then?
Basically, a family man. The one thing that I realized when I was playing ball, money gave me so many materialistic things. Football gave me a ton of opportunities. But I come from not a broken home. My mom was there, but I had no dad, no stable, family. So for me, that was the one thing that I didn't have while I played and growing up as a kid. So when I retired, my longtime girlfriend, I married her. We had 3 kids, and I would say that's about 85% of my time has been a family man. I'm still involved with sports. You know, I do a lot of things on the side, but for the most part, I'm a father now and loving it.
Awesome stuff, man. How about this weekend? So you've got the game here in Tuscaloosa on Saturday. I know you got a big date up in KC on Sunday. So what's
Monday.
the
Monday?
Monday? Yeah, it's the
game.
Monday night game.
Monday night
so
game.
you got a day of travel.
Yep.
So what's the sports weekend going to be like for you?
Amazing, absolutely amazing. I'll be watching the game tomorrow from the sideline, the Aggies versus Alabama, and then I actually go to KC after the game. And on Sunday, I can't say because it's supposed to be a surprise, but I'm doing something with the Chiefs on Sunday as a surprise to their flagship football team. And then on Monday, I'll do some work with NFL Network UK, and then I'll be able to have a beer and enjoy the game actually. So it's some work, and then it's some fandom.
So you got family, man. You got dates and engagements all over the place. We appreciate you taking some time with us,
no
Dante
doubt.
Hall. We appreciate you being here.
Go
man.
Aggies.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.